I'm Josh.
I'm Mercedes.
I'm Chuck.
Xavier.
I'm Matt.
And welcome back to Season 2 or Year 2. I'm not sure what you want to call it, but it's 2 of something of Josh versus Podcast, where we talk about questions, topics, and whatever plagues my mind at night. And today's topic, and because it's September, not today's holiday, but, what's about to happen on the 20th, aliens. Now, has any of you visited the Facebook posts?
No, I have not, and I refuse to.
What's a
Nope.
Facebook?
Okay, no, so there's a Facebook post, and I'm pretty sure all of you know, and you're just messing with me. The raid on Area 51. Now that people know where it is, and it's been, pushed to the public, and we kind of, it's like, hey, here it is. There was a Facebook post saying, hey, let's go right into Area 51, and let's see them aliens.
Because they can't stop. No, they can't shoot all of us at once.
Because they can't stop all of us.
There you go.
Yeah. I will say I am guilty of saying, heck yeah, I'll be there. Unfortunately, I can't be in Nevada in the next few weeks.
9 days.
Yeah, 9 days. However, as I said, aliens. So, what do you guys think about aliens? Do they exist? Are we the only ones out there?
Both
That's
options are completely terrifying.
That is true.
Of course there is life out there.
Yeah,
They already found
aliens.
bacteria on Mars. So, yeah.
And I think I had this conversation with you where think about how interesting it is that we could possibly be an ancient civilization to whatever bacteria that is.
Nah.
So, like, years into the future, when that bacteria evolves and is, like, walking, talking, breathing, and writing whatever down, all of a sudden they're like, wow, there was an ancient alien civilization on that weird planet over there. And then it's just us on this stupid podcast I run.
Yep. But I do think that there's definitely life out there.
Agreed.
The question is, are we before them or are they before us?
It depends who finds who first. Thanks, James. Not sure if you could hear James in the background, but we're currently at the college bookstore. It's a public place, and he's having fun listening to us. But yeah, so it's a matter of who finds who first. But I think there was this discussion a long time ago where if they find us, they're gonna be like, oh, cool, exploration and stuff,
Wink, wink.
Where if they're already like this warfaring, like angry kind of race of people or whatever, they're gonna be busy fighting amongst themselves to even make the technology to make the trip here.
You see, here's the thing, though. During the age of imperialism and the 100-Year War, things were still going on in the background.
That is true. And then
So-
other people did stuff.
And if a civilization that has space travel comes to us, we might just be a primitive tribe to them.
Yeah.
And this primitive tribe has a fair amount of this one resource that we need. Let's just, push them out of the way.
Like Alien vs. Predator? Well, not Alien vs.
Like what we did
Like
to
Predator.
like exactly what
Predator
we
was just
did
hunting for
to the
sport.
Native American tribes.
Yeah. Oh, and they're like, you're cool and all, but you can't be not screwing your sister. You kind of have to. It's what we do to survive. Kind of like, oh. I'm doing a bit.
Where
I'm
did
doing a bit.
screwing the
Yeah, I'm
sister come in?
confused.
I just think I should say I'm doing a bit.
You had me there and then you lost me.
Like, what we do is so weird to whatever, what we do is alien to them.
Everything
Yeah.
we do is weird to
Uh-huh.
us.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
In
well, I
space,
guess,
everyone's an
But
alien.
that's assuming there is a civilization that came before us. For all we know, we could be one of the first.
that
And
is true.
we're going to be ones that are going to spread to the stars. And then millions of eons later, we're going to be that ancient civilization everyone stumbles across.
Yep.
That'd be fun to imagine.
Or we're the only ones out there, and
Which-
there's nothing else.
Which kind of sucks.
Which is also terrifying.
Yeah. But here's my thought on it, my quote-unquote proof that aliens are real. Basically, there are like so many places that could harbor life that we're finding in our own solar system. And like, once life starts, like, allegedly in my mind, like the hardest thing is actually starting to life. Like, evolution just comes naturally after that. Like, if there's light, like primitive life, like bacteria and stuff, like, in so abundant, it's like only a matter of time before, at least in certain areas, that aliens,
Disclaimer, none of us are
intelligent
professionals.
aliens sprout.
I'm a
But
professional.
it could also be the fact that yes, they could be bacteria are everywhere because it's bacteria, but they have never met the right conditions to go beyond bacteria.
True, that is also true.
Yeah, like oxygen.
Well, no, not even because
ample supplies of oxygen.
it doesn't have to be oxygen. We're just
And arms
carbon-based
and
life
legs.
forms. There can be nitrogen-based life forms out in distant planets that are just
Yeah.
that much colder.
And if the universe is as infinite as we say it is, then I'm certain that there's another planet.
There's got to be some, because if the universe is infinite and all possibilities exist,
then that would mean that there's a copy of Earth.
there's another planet out there.
There's other Josh verses happening out
There's
there.
also, if all possibilities
No, I
exist, there's a rock that just
Looks like Chuck's face
looks like Chuck's face. Yes,
with Mercedes hair.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
and has the body of Matt.
Yeah.
God, man, swole rock.
But my thought basically is not if they exist, but how frequent are they? Because that's something I think we should be more asking. Like, is there one just like 5 light years to the right, or is the closest one like?
Okay.
Is it like 1 in 100 in the
What type
universe?
of life are you talking about? Are you talking about
I mean, like
advanced life?
referring to like intelligent life, like
Intelligent
life that
life.
could possibly be
So, but
spacefaring.
when you spacefaring life, all right, that really narrows it down. I think that it'll be like finding it's how can I put this without just saying very very rare, because I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of different life out there, but the ones that are capable of achieving space travel is even rarer than that.
Yes.
It's like maybe in a 1 in a billion chance. Because there's a reason it's a Goldilocks zone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for oxygen
Yeah.
breathing and carbon-based life forms.
That's another thing I have to think is that if we do eventually become like interstellar and we like have like warp drives and going between
Yeah, all that
star systems,
flux
like it's-
capacitors and such.
yeah, basically. But if that does happen, we might have to broaden our definition of life. Like right now, we only know basically carbon-based life forms, but who knows? There could
There
be like
could be-
silicon-based life forms or whatever the heck else.
Rock-based ones.
Well, rock-based would be
plant-based ones.
very
Iron-based.
mineral-based.
That'd be pretty cool. Think about it.
Yep, that's my thoughts. Like, it depends on how we think.
What we define as life. Right now, we're looking for carbon-based. We're looking for kin, essentially.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In a way,
Others that walk and talk like us.
not walk and talk, but or similar chemical makeup.
Yeah.
Because that would be, in the sciencey terms, that would be close as you get to kin.
Finally. All right.
But I do believe there's definitely other types of life out there that we just don't realize to look for. And we won't know to look for until we stumble across it.
Let's see. Let's think. Lewis, what do you think? Are aliens out there?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Get out of here.
Professional opinion.
Professional.
official now.
Tim isn't a Tim. Not Tim. Lewis is a professional. Tim, what do you think? Are there aliens out there?
Yes.
Cool.
Or 2 professional opinions.
To the 2 people
It's
who listen to
unrefutable.
this, we're in a public place, so
People are going to come and go.
people are going to come and go.
Podcast.
Just like the Friendlies
Yes.
episode.
I mean, can I stay?
I can't stop you.
That's a
Would
public
It is a
place.
public
Be
place.
okay if I stayed.
I'm sure.
You can take my spot if you'd like.
All right.
We're dropping people already.
I'm gonna go. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Goodbye.
Matt.
All
Us
right.
dropping more
Where you
tagging
heading
out.
to? Keep your eyes
But
to
now
the
here's the thing.
skies.
Because going back to what this topic was originally about, Area 51, and them harboring the aliens.
I don't think they're harboring aliens.
So it's
Well,
like
first of all, they had 2 months to prepare.
Well, do you
so
know about
if
the
there's-
Roswell incident?
No?
but
Okay, so in Roswell, I think New Mexico. I could be very wrong about that. Yeah.
New Mexico.
This weird device or whatever fell down, and a farmer found it. And was like, "Oh, cool. What is it?" Called it in. All of a sudden, the entire area was just covered in black vans, people in suits, and all that crazy crap. And then it was just written off as a weather balloon. However, the people who saw it were like, "It ain't no weather balloon. It was not."
Well,
Wow.
I believe in the Rendlesham Forest incident, it's actually us who is visiting us.
That would be really funny if we're just sending things to the past from the future, but it's so technologically advanced that it's alien to us.
I hope that this can catch James. I really do, because that is really good input. Oh shoot! I just kicked the table. I'm a mess. Anyway. Yeah. For Area 51, yeah, no. Even with the time they had to prepare, I don't think there's aliens there because they've been.
But here's
It
another
doesn't-
thing.
It doesn't have to be. It could be just strange,
Because they've
weird
tested
items.
many different military ships there, different
Well,
weapons.
Also,
and
it's
that.
public too.
And it's public.
And
now.
it's probably the moment it became public, it just turned into a standard military base, and anything special was relocated to, I don't know, Area 69.
Or 32. 69.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
Nice. Oh, we should probably also say we have Tim with us.
Hi,
Yes.
Tim.
Welcome,
Hello.
Tim.
Hi, Tim.
He's
Hello.
been here for the past quarter minute or something.
Roughly.
I'm
Something like
certain
that.
you could read from the situation. We were talking about aliens.
I can see that.
Would you clap those alien cheeks, Tim?
Man, I walked in on something weird.
But-
like what kind? Like, are we talking about like?
Whatever your heart desires.
Yeah, silicone based,
Nitrogen based,
plant based.
many tentacles, no
Iron-based?
tentacles. Maybe it's a slug. Do you want to fuck a slug?
I remember
my
there was like this.
God.
There's this one movie where it's about like this one girl who's like an alien. She takes form of a human, just so she can collect like
Forrest
this-
Gump.
no.
What? No, that was AIDS that killed it.
That one Star Trek
Oh,
episode?
No, it wasn't like Star Trek. It was like an actual movie where it was literally just this one girl, or this one alien who disguised itself as a girl, just went around collecting the sperm of a bunch of human men to basically procreate a monster. I forget what it's called though.
Did she like insert them in the
I
eggs?
think
and then
it's-
put it?
Evolution.
I
did
think
she
it's
think-
called Species.
Did she do the thing where she inserts it in the egg and then puts on a sock in a warm place and then whatever monster pops out grows?
I think it's called Species. Is the name of the movie?
Mhm.
Something like that.
We're not sponsored, by the way.
No.
I would hope not. It came out
In a
in,
situation
the
like that,
80s.
I don't think would exist.
Yeah.
Or they just send one thing down, like instead of like the whole. I feel like
We would know if something was coming in.
Well, here's
Here's the thing: you see that, but the technology could be so advanced that we just simply don't understand. It's magic to us.
Just denying the possibility that we would see it first before it sees us first.
Mm-hmm.
But here's another idea I have. What if like aliens aren't as advanced as we think we are? Like, let's say there's an alien like 5 light years away, and they have
haven't
like some
incre-
technology that lets them travel at 100th of the speed of light. So it'd take like 500 years for them to travel here. And let's say that like that hypothetical place only sent out like a few ships, like to a few places, and they're like less hyper advanced as they are just like 100 years away.
Well, that's
say,
still very advanced because they would need to have a long-term fuel source. So they're most like that
They're
ship
running
like
on
that.
squirrel power.
No, a ship
Yeah.
like that
Squirrels
would,
are aliens.
yeah.
I've known this for years.
God damn it. A ship like that would most likely have a miniature star or something powering it.
It ain't nuts. Those are cameras.
Because I'm pretty sure they would have
Well,
achieved
actually-
because I'm pretty sure that if anything like that would have definitely achieved fusion by then, and definitely some type of either long-term sleep or just many generations.
Yeah.
But if it's many generations, it would have to be a big ass ship. So I'm pretty sure they would have to have fusion and something similar to cryogenic sleep.
But what my thought is that let's say you have Mr. Alien cryogenically asleep.
What's the name of
Unlike-
this alien race we're talking of?
The Zims.
The Zims. Okay.
Yes. So let's say Mr.
Can we
Zim.
say that?
The Zims.
I guess, right?
Zins. There we go. Zin.
A Zin.
Zim.
The Zins. There's 2 Z's in there.
Okay.
So let's say Schmarbless
Okay.
Marvelous. Marvelous.
Marvelous
the
or-
Zins.
is traveling
Or
on his
Zins.
like
No, he's a Zins.
No, he's a
His name is-
Schmarblins.
is traveling
He's
on
a
his like
smart.
10,
And he's just- his
10
name is-
meter wide, like 100 meter long spaceship that has like a very efficient but not like totally unbelievable fuel. Like let's say
Fusion.
like an Orion drive, which basically is just tiny nukes get pooped out the back and propel you forward. It's ridiculous, but it's actually a concept.
I can see that working.
Or what if they managed to
But-
tame space whales? Because for some reason that exists in their solar system.
Yes.
Don't think that would ever really be a thing.
It'd be great. It's like, yo,
Because
what's up, space whale? Open up, quick! Make a whale noise.
Yeah.
Open up. There you go. Oof, I'm in the
But-
whale now.
But yeah, that opens up another
Okay.
question.
Do
What
you
if
guys think
there's an
Leviathans
actually-
are... Yeah, Leviathans.
Intergalactic Moby
No, but I have
Dick.
an idea. What if there are actually like spacefaring, like naturally spacefaring, like asteroid hopping, like aliens or something? That you have some like sun absorption based propulsion that lets them move from like an asteroid to an asteroid in big belt or whatever, and they live entirely in space or whatever.
I want to say no, but I can't deny that possibility. It's
I
just
mean,
that
this could be
everything
possible.
needs
I
its
don't-
own temperature to survive.
I don't think, unless, however,
I mean,
no,
it could be
Because
based
if you
off
get
something.
far
it
enough
could-
from a sun, you're gonna freeze.
But
What
here's
if there's, like-
because absolute zero, yes. But if it had a shell or something thick enough to withstand, and then it had its own internal heating, it could, in theory, exist because
Like-
it's any type of propulsion system would actually I can't even think of a propulsion system or something like that would be. Because
But
Yeah, that's still good.
like
Still
my
recording?
Oh,
like
it
my
is.
idea is it's like a squid that uses an asteroid as a hermit shell. I'm getting like very in depth here, but like the thing is that could theoretically exist and that could be interesting, but in that specific sense, I don't think they'd be able to travel outside of their solar system
We're
because
just
like
gonna hope that it's still recording.
No, it's still
It's still
recording.
recording.
it's still
Okay.
recording.
Yeah.
It's at 15:41.
Yeah, 15:30 to
because
15.
I know in a lot of depictions of it, they always have like these weird tentacle things that pull them. But I'm just thinking a little bit in space in a vacuum. That wouldn't truly work unless it evolved some way where it managed to touch like a very small amount of the actual particles in space and push itself off of that. But that just sounds ludicrous.
I got a
But here's like
interesting.
my thought: like their metabolism is designed around like turning like the minerals they find into rocks and like being able to project them out their rear end or whatever to actually propel themselves. They just have like little
Well, it doesn't.
rock.
It can just be
String
gas.
of
It can just turn into
Oh,
into
yeah,
gases.
like gases, right?
Because Newton's third law. It would just have
Yeah.
to create. Actually, no. If
Well,
it's
what if
just,
they could just
if it's just
superheat
meant to,
themselves?
if it's just meant to drift, it just needs a little bit.
Just throw in
Mhm.
microwave.
It doesn't need a lot,
Exactly.
and it probably goes. It would most likely go into a really deep sleep while it's traveling between systems. Or, if anything, it would use the natural gravity of a star to slingshot it.
But what I was saying with like that specific example, it's like not an interstellar or like not a between solar system per se.
It just
but
floats
like-
around in the system.
it just like floats around like the asteroid belt that just happens to be floating around the Goldilocks zone, and it somehow manages through some bizarre evolving force to like survive in space and make a living.
I think then it would be
asteroid
better.
minerals.
It would be more believable to have it live in some type of planetary rings.
maybe, but
I've got an interesting theory, kind of going back to Roswell, kind of
Okay.
like the whole thing where people believe that aliens came to Earth.
Back and forth.
Yes, something like that. What if that was when when aliens actually did come over? What if that wasn't the first? Like they came back like
The
decades ago.
pyramids.
No,
because here's
not that. I'm thinking more or less like maybe around like the pilgrimage kind of area, like the time of Salem, where they believed that everything witchcraft wise was really just like high tech space shit,
That was a religious thing, wasn't it?
something like that.
Yeah. But then again, that is a theory, and I cannot shit on your theory, even though you were Tim.
Oh my
There's
god!
there's also the whole thing in the movie Prometheus. Ever seen that?
No.
Where basically they're like, oh yeah, Jesus, he was an alien.
You know, that's yeah.
here's the thing: like both you and Josh like brought up a good point. What if like our like gods of old, like let's say Egyptian gods or whatever, are actually like aliens and like their magic is just technology that they couldn't understand back then? Because like
If
I
I was
think-
to bring back a car,
Yeah.
like
'Cause I
to
think
that day,
It would be described as a metallic horseless carriage
yeah.
or an iron beast.
yeah, this is like I find this so interesting because only like now in the past like 50 or 100 years are we actually gaining an understanding of space, and now we could actually understand that if something comes from space and it's like super advanced, maybe it isn't a god, maybe it's just some highly advanced technology.
Not even that. We
But-
haven't even.
But back then, like maybe even 200 years ago, we wouldn't understand that. We wouldn't be able to recognize it, and we just like accept you must be like a god or something to like whatever alien drops down from the sky.
Not even that. We don't even know like everything that's even on Earth yet.
Exactly.
Like they're like only like you know how like the
The
ocean
ocean.
takes up like
Yeah.
75% of like Earth, right?
Maybe there could be
And
a
only-
super
and only, like-
civilization living in
and, like-
Mariner's Trench.
And like only like 5% of the actual ocean is discovered. Like
Yeah.
there's still so much we need to learn about that.
That is true.
Indeed.
You know, I'd freak out. All right, first of all, if we find that there's an underwater race of people,
Yes.
I don't think it would be people though.
well, somewhat
Like-
aquatic people, fish persons.
Mermaids?
Intelligent squid people.
Yeah,
Because it's always squid.
and
among
that they've
us.
been hiding among us. Well, not among us.
Mermaids?
Lizard people.
They've been.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
lizard
That they've
people.
just been hiding underneath
Yeah, all
the
makes
ocean
sense now.
for so long. What if the underwater fish people are responsible for
Obama.
Obama and every volcanic explosion?
I would highly
fuck, fish
I would
people?
highly
Yeah.
doubt that.
Come on, fish people. You got a problem with me? Come find me.
But the point I was making earlier with like the semi-advanced 10-meter starship with globulus, I'll call them now. But let's say that's the thing that landed at Roswell. It was just like 100 years ahead of us advanced ship that just landed by chance on our solar system because they were just whatever other solar system was just shooting in the dark, and they sent out 100 ships to the nearest stars or whatever. It landed there, and somehow a part of it survived re-entry and whatever.
Chuck, can I give you a hypothetical?
Yes, give me.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Right?
Go
'Cause I feel like you were saying something smart, but something just came to mind. All right, here's the dealio. All right, this you're sleeping in your home. I'm not sure where you live, but for now, I'm just going
You're
to
in
assume
your bed, you're comfortable.
I'm going to assume that you're a nice distance away from your neighbors.
I'll say I'm in the middle of Arizona. Why not?
Okay, you're in the middle of Arizona. All right, you're sleeping. All right, and all of a sudden, big flash of green light comes in through your window.
Why does it have to be green?
Okay, it's shirt
Because alien shit.
cheese. Well, what's a different color? Come on,
Turquoise.
Hey,
I love how we all found it.
it's a turquoise light that comes into your room, right? And all of a sudden you hear a crash coming outside, and you're like, ah, crap, something happened. You gotta go check on the cows or whatever.
Fucking bears again.
Those Arizona bears. All right, you go outside, and then all of a sudden you see that there's a saucer, and you're like, oh crap, it's a saucer. It opens up. There's a tiny little black blob, kind of like the thing
Punt
from
it.
Spider-Man. Just so it doesn't feel like that thing from Spider-Man. It's now vermilion. It's a vermilion little tiny slime. It speaks to you after it stabs you. I'm not sure how it's gonna speak English, but let's just say it speaks English by just eating some blood or something. I don't know. All right, and it's
It absorbs knowledge from your blood, clearly.
yeah, it's like, hey, dude, I come from a dying race. It's dying and stuff.
I have chosen you as my champion.
I have not chosen you as my champion.
Some
but you're
random guy in buttfuck nowhere.
Of course.
But you're
How-
right.
Yes, you.
but you're
How
the
else?
only one here. Do you mind if I invade your body as a host so I can help spread my dying race? I'm only going to create finite number so we can return back to my planet and repopulate.
Now,
Well,
one question:
how big is
Is
this
this a
thing?
boy blob or a girl blob?
Oh, it could be any blob you want it
But
to
how
be.
big is this blob?
It's a hypothetical blob.
How big is it though?
As big as your
It's like
bag
a
of chips.
hypothetical blob,
All right.
this big.
All right, is it?
That's roughly like
Is
two
it
handfuls.
within stomping distance?
Yes.
I would punt the fuck out of it.
Or gelatinous mash?
Yes.
It just absorbs your foot and starts eating you anyway. Because now
Yeah.
you're just instead of leaving your consciousness not alive like it would have before, it's just eating
I
you
don't
'cause it
see
doesn't
that. No,
like
that's even worse. If it suppresses your consciousness, that's even worse. So I would rather die than have my consciousness suppressed.
Here's another hypothetical. After that whole incident of Xavier, you no longer live in your house anymore, Chuck. Xavier lives there.
I took your house over. I am the blob.
After
Okay.
Xavier punts this alien creature, and the people in their black suits and black vans arrive out of nowhere, start setting up temps. They come up to you and say, "Hey, did you see anything out of the ordinary?"
I punted the blob.
You tell them you punted the blob.
I punted the blob. Go ahead.
You wake up the next morning, nothing happens. Who knows?
Fucking fever dream.
Weird fever dream. Yep, going back to the cows and such.
government's so good at covering their tracks, they even sweep up their truck tracks.
Yeah.
But then one day, find out that you are the blob. Because the next day, you receive tickets to go to New York City, right? This is how a movie starts. We're making a movie now. That's what this is.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Hypothetical, you're on your deathbed, right?
Okay.
All of a sudden, your loving wife or husband, I don't care what you do, right, comes up to you and is like, I have a secret I must tell you. That night,
blob.
when the landed, it just takes off its like face mask, and all of a sudden it's just this weird gelatinous creature, and then your children do the same exact thing. What do you do with that scenario? Do you pull your own plug, or you're just like, yeah, that was cool. I should have seen it
fucked an
coming.
alien.
Yeah.
It's like
That's my my first thought would be I fucked an alien. Second thought was like, wait, how the fuck did you make that work?
It was easy.
he used a vessel.
I want to know the details of how you made this work.
Another hypothetical. At that
Oh,
point,
boy.
it holds another gelatinous mass in its hand. It's like, do you want to become one of us?
Yes.
Fuck it, why not? I'm about to die.
Because look, I can be the first in a
plot
new
twist,
civilization.
It punts me.
It punts you. It says nay.
And just punts the cord.
Nay.
You go falling through the. All right. Well,
That was interesting.
that was interesting.
What did I
Anyway.
miss?
Alien punting.
Oh,
But anyway,
my
Well-
favorite sport.
Yeah.
I have one question just to like remind me. Did they have like nukes before or after Roswell? I'm just curious.
Before.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. I don't want to say fairly recent, but it was recent.
Yeah. Like late 19 somethings, like
19
60
something.
something. I feel like 60.
Roughly, yeah.
I thought Roswell was in like
Because
the
it was there was documentation
Even then, we
of
would
it.
already have
Yeah.
nukes.
And I don't mean like
Yeah.
a newspaper. I mean like video recording.
But anyway, going back to the Roswell thing, like, what if that slightly more advanced than us craft, like in terms like huge interstellar scale?
I should also say that I've
75
been to
years ahead of
Roswell
us.
before. I have been there. I've been to their museum. It's
Cool.
great. Just want to put that out there.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
let's say that's like, let's say like the technology like we harvested from that like 50-year ahead of us advanced ship like actually trickled down into like advancements in technology.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
let's
that,
say,
that
like-
is one way to grow using the
The government
discoveries of others.
cannibalized
Yeah, it was back in
ship.
47.
And this is why we have smartphones.
They put the alien on ice under Area 51, who he's still under ice, I guess. I don't know. Who knows?
And this is why we have smartphones.
Yes. Yes, it was all thanks to that alien.
If not, we would all have Pip Boys.
Yes.
Like that one movie. I forgot what it was. But it was an alien or whatever who's an astronaut. Comes down here and is like, yeah, I did my thing or whatever. I don't know.
Paul.
I don't think it was Paul. Oh, that's a great movie. It was a
seen
kid's
it.
movie.
Not,
But the
not
alien gets
ET,
captured,
right?
brought to Area 51, and all of a sudden he sees that there's other aliens making smartphones. And when the alien says, "What, you think humans are smart enough to make these?"
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta remember. I'm
I don't
gonna go
know
find
why,
the name of that
but
movie.
when you said the human was brought to Area 51, my first thing my mind went to was that one movie with the aliens, with the human was the alien.
Mars Needs Moms.
No, not the it was animated.
forgot
Like,
that movie
people were
existed.
green.
That one.
Planet 51.
Yeah,
Yes.
I used to have
Oh.
the video game of that.
They made a video game of that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They make a video game of everything.
They
Yeah.
do make a video
It was
game
on the
of
Game
everything.
Boy,
The
though.
one
It
from
was on
Cars
the
was
Game
decent.
Boy.
I'll say that.
It was on the Game Boy.
Oh shoot.
Jeez, was it actually that old?
Oh no, we're old.
We're just old, yeah.
we're,
That's what
we're all
that
just
means.
old.
Oh fuck.
It's just like the story. It's just like perception is distorted because they like had animated like. 3D animated movies, like,
effects.
for
Xavier,
so long ago, but then we don't realize that
I have
how recently like
a confession.
Oh,
we got
no.
our Nintendo Switch.
I'm actually an alien.
Oh dear God, it's hideous!
You should join the hive mind.
Kill it with a stick.
Become one of us.
Wait,
I
I have a
fuck
question.
Hard.
I have a
Oh
question.
my
What's your
God.
question?
Do you have a Nintendo Switch in the hive mind?
No.